Did you know that approximately 15% of individuals with diabetes will develop a foot ulcer at some point in their lives? My name is Dr. Andrew Schneider, a podiatrist based in Houston with over 2 decades of experience. Healing times for these ulcers can vary widely, depending on numerous factors, including the severity of the ulcer, the individual's overall health, and how well their diabetes is managed. In today's video, we'll discuss in detail about diabetic foot ulcers, including what the average healing time is and what you can do to speed up the process. Before I do, I want to let you know that I wrote a book all about diabetic foot ulcers. I'd like to send it to you as a gift. Visit www.footulcerbook.com to request your free copy. Also, let others know about these videos. Please like, comment, hit the subscribe button, and share on social media. This will help others find the information they need. When it comes to complications of diabetes, foot ulcers stand as a significant concern. These wounds, typically occurring on the bottom of your feet, can develop from various factors such as poor circulation, nerve damage, or high blood sugar levels. If you're diabetic, your body's ability to heal these wounds is usually compromised, making them more susceptible to infection and becoming slower to heal. Besides, you might not even feel pain due to nerve damage called peripheral neuropathy, which leads to unnoticed wounds which can worsen over time. Understanding that these ulcers aren't just surface level wounds, they often penetrate deeper into the skin, affecting deeper tissues and even sometimes bone. If you're not controlling your blood sugar levels, you're at a higher risk of developing foot ulcers. Smoking, being overweight, and high cholesterol can also increase your risk. Foot deformities, or wearing improper footwear, can put increased pressure on certain areas, which have the potential to cause ulcers to form. Regularly monitoring your feet for cuts, sores, or changes can help you catch these ulcers early. Remember, early detection and treatment can greatly improve your chance of a quick recovery. Healing a diabetic foot ulcer is anything but straightforward. The time to heal a foot ulcer is influenced by variables such as the severity and location of the ulcer, your blood sugar control, and the presence of infection. The seriousness of your foot ulcer plays a significant role in determining the healing time. If you have a mild ulcer, it's typically quicker to heal than a more severe one. Mild ulcers are more superficial and haven't penetrated too deeply into the skin. They don't involve any infection. They may heal within a few weeks to a month with appropriate care. However, if your ulcer is severe, it may take several months or even longer to fully heal. Severe ulcers are those that have penetrated deeper into the skin, possibly reaching into the muscle or bone, and often involve infection. They require more aggressive treatment and careful monitoring. It's important you follow your doctor's advice, as ignoring a severe ulcer can lead to serious complications. Apart from the severity, another factor that can influence how quickly your diabetic foot ulcer heals is location. An ulcer located on more weight-bearing areas on the bottom of the foot, constantly exposed to pressure from walking, could also be slower to heal. Your blood sugar control also greatly impacts the healing time of diabetic foot ulcers. High blood glucose levels can slow your body's natural healing process and make it harder for your body to fight off potential infections. That's why maintaining good blood sugar control is vital. Taking medicine isn't enough. Diet and exercise also help manage your diabetes effectively. Remember, consistent blood sugar control not only speeds up the healing of foot ulcers, but also helps to prevent them from developing in the first place. An existing infection can greatly slow down the healing process of diabetic foot ulcers. You must treat any infection promptly. If left unchecked, the infection can spread, causing more damage and delaying the healing process. Proper wound care is key in infection prevention. Remember, the longer an infection persists, the longer it will take for your ulcer to heal. Another factor in the time frame to heal an ulcer is blood circulation. If you don't have sufficient circulation, it will extend the time frame for the ulcer to heal. That's because the blood supplies oxygen and nutrients to the tissues to enable them to heal. That's why it's so important to ensure your circulation is adequate for your wound to heal. Depending on the severity of the diabetic foot ulcer and the treatment applied, the average healing times can greatly vary. If you're dealing with a mild ulcer, you can expect it to heal within a few weeks to a couple of months with proper care. However, for more severe ulcers, healing could take several months or even more than a year. Your treatment plan, which could include antibiotics, dressings, or even surgery, plays a significant role in recovery. Remember, these estimates are based on consistent, effective treatment. If treatment is inconsistent or ineffective, healing will take even longer. It's also important to note that everyone's healing process is unique. What works best for you may not work as well for someone else. When it comes to treating diabetic foot ulcers, choosing the right wound dressing is a critical step you can't afford to overlook. The goal is to create an ideal environment that encourages healing. Your podiatrist will recommend dressings that are based on your wounds. Dry wounds will require a dressing that adds moisture. Draining wounds will use a dressing that will absorb excess moisture. Offloading the wound plays an important role in your treatment plan. Offloading is all about taking the weight off of your foot to reduce pressure on the ulcer. This can be done with therapeutic footwear or devices like fracture boots, total contact casts, using crutches or a knee scooter. You might also benefit from advanced therapies such as skin substitutes and hyperbaric oxygen therapy. If your ulcer doesn't respond to initial treatments, a skin substitute may be needed, which promotes faster healing. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is another option. It involves breathing pure oxygen in a pressurized environment. This process boosts oxygen levels in your blood, prompting your body to release growth factors and stem cells that promote healing. In my office, we use a treatment called Vaporox. Vaporox alternates applying ultrasonic water vapor and oxygen to the wound. The goal is to stimulate the wound to heal, and it works quite well. It's important to remember, though, that these therapies should be considered part of a full treatment plan, not standalone solutions. I would like nothing more than to give you an exact time frame for the diabetic foot ulcer to heal. But that's simply not possible. We can influence the time frame by ensuring you receive proper wound care, manage infection, and offload the wound to promote complete healing. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Please take a moment to like, comment, and share on social media. Be sure to hit subscribe so you won't miss another video. Be sure to order my free book about diabetic foot ulcers. I'm happy to send you a copy as a gift. Visit www.footulcerbook.com to request your copy. The link is in the description. If you have a diabetic foot ulcer that's taking too long to heal, make sure it's being treated properly. Contact our office for an evaluation, and we'll do everything possible to help speed up the process. The link to request an appointment is also in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.